So if you're an adult and you're anything like me, when I'm having a bad hair day, I throw on a hat. But if you have a toddler, it's not always so easy to just throw them on a baseball cap every single day when their hair gets very unruly. Some kiddos, hate to admit, but it's just time for a haircut. And I know that some of you parents out there may be reluctant to get your child's haircut, especially for the very first time, because you're afraid of how their reaction may be. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 7 tips on how you can make the process go much smoother if you're getting your toddler's haircut for the very first time. Step number 1 is to prep them. Prepare them ahead of time before the day of the actual haircut. Don't just surprise them one day when they wake up and say, hey, guess what? We're gonna go get your haircut today. That could lead to a lot of failure. So make sure you are talking about it days in advance, you are reading books about it or watching cartoons about it. Maybe they even have a certain character that they really, really like and they have a show about that character getting their haircut or a book about that character getting their haircut. You may even want to put it on the calendar. So just make sure you are preparing them for it and not surprising them with it. Tip number 2 is to enjoy and engage in pretend play. So if they have a doll that they really enjoy, let them use some fake scissors, of course, and pretend to give the doll a haircut. Or you can even get like some fake Play-Doh scissors and let them pretend to give you a haircut. So remember, when you're engaging in that pretend play, make sure you make it a very positive and fun experience so that they associate haircut with also something positive. Tip number 3 is to have your child engage in heavy work and some breath regulation exercises before the time of their haircut appointment. So what I mean by heavy work is anything that involves your child using their muscles to push and pull and carry and lift things that are kind of a little on the heavy side, but not too heavy where they can't do it on their own. So this could be something as simple as filling an empty laundry basket with some heavy clothes or toys and having them to push the basket back and forth. You can have your child help you wipe down the windows or wipe down the tables, basically anything where their muscles are really getting involved. And then when it comes to breath regulation or breath exercises, something that you can have your child do is blow some bubbles. That in and out breathing is something that's very calming and regulating to kids and adults as well. So anything that gets the muscles going and get the breath regulated are some great exercises to do ahead of getting the haircut so that they are a little bit more calm and regulated when it's time for the actual haircut. Tip number 4 is to bring a weighted blanket or a weighted lap pad or something of some weight that you can put across their lap while they're getting their haircut. That added deep pressure and that weight to their lap can be another tool that is used to help children to be calm and regulated. Tip number 5 is to bring a calming kit or a fidget kit or just a kit or a little bag with some of their favorite toys inside. Something not too big, something that's typically small enough to kind of fit in their hands that they can kind of fidget around with or play with while they're getting their hair cut. You can also bring a snack for them. And here's a little extra tip. Snacks that are crunchy also may block out the sound of the clippers or the scissors if that sound kind of makes your kid kind of anxious or afraid. So if they're chewing something like an apple or some crunchy pretzels or things like that, they'll most likely drown out the noise a little bit more of the clippers behind them. Tip number 6 is to choose your words carefully. So some of you may not have even realized that the word cut may actually be scary to some kids out there. So instead of saying the word cut, you can say other things such as trim or snip, or you can use some phrases such as, oh, we're gonna go get handsome today. Also, if your child has a favorite character that they like, I don't know, let's say Daniel the Tiger or some other character out there. Let's say they have a favorite character that they like, you can also say something like, oh, we're gonna go get hair like blankety blank today. Things like that can help to eliminate the anxiety that comes from hearing the word cut. Tip number 7 is to bring a change of clothes. because nothing's worse than when you get your hair cut and then you have all of those little tiny hairs all over your skin, and now you're itchy, and now it just bothers you and it's so irritating, right? So make sure when you go to get your child's hair cut, you bring a change of clothes for them so that right after the haircut is over, you can take off their old shirt, shake it out, and put on a brand new shirt. And then when you get home, you can rewash their hairs to make sure all the little loose hairs are out of the way as well. If you suspect that your little one may have some sensory processing needs or some sensory processing challenges, don't forget to download my free checklist. So let me know in the comment section below if you use any of these tips to help get your child's haircut for the first time, or if there's any other tips and tricks that you may have used in the past that may have worked for you. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. Once again, I'm Ash the OT, and I give parents tools and strategies to help navigate early childhood. Until next time, guys, take care.